Hello and welcome to Retro Breeze. Now, about a year ago, I made this video for how to play Pirates of the Caribbean New Horizons. It's kind of like a new starter guide, because the game can be really difficult to begin and get into. Now, I had kind of forgotten about this video, but for some reason, and I cannot possibly fathom why, this video has really been getting a lot of views recently. So one of the questions I've been getting a ton is, we know how to play the game now, but how do we install the game? Because this is an old PC game with a mod pack installed onto it. So today I thought I would do a really simple walkthrough of how to install the game. Now, the first thing to do is to get a copy of Pirates of the Caribbean. This is a kind of a 2003-2004 era PC game. I can't tell you if or where you could download it from, because it's a copyrighted game from a very large company, and that's obviously, not allowed. But I do recommend just going to eBay. I'm on ebay.co.uk here because I'm in the UK. I'm just going to search Pirates of the Caribbean PC. And as you can see, I got it here $4.99, free postage, $2.50 with $1.80 for 3 postage. You can get this game for, under £5 basically. Make sure it is the Ubisoft published Bethesda version of the game. Now, it wasn't actually developed by Bethesda at all. It was developed by a Russian company called Akela, and is part of the Sea Dogs franchise, but just had a different name slapped on it. So when you're getting this game, make sure it's not The Legend of Jack Sparrow, make sure it's not Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, and make sure it's not At World's End. It has to be the 2003-2004 version of Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, you're probably going to want to either rip the CDs or the DVDs yourself, or if you were somehow to find it on some kind of site, maybe one that does a lot of abandonware, for example, you would probably get these bin and queue files for each disc. So the first thing we need to do is to convert those into ISO files so that we can open them in Windows. So I'm going to use a really simple software called WinBin2ISO. And this is created by a company called Software OK. And this is the website here. Don't be worried about it. This is how all websites should look. And what you're going to do is download the portable x64 if you're on a modern PC. If you're not sure, just download the portable.zip. That's fine too. So I'm going to click that and just wait for a moment, and this is going to download. There we go there. So I'm going to click that, and I'm just going to drag everything into just one folder here. So I've got all my bin and queue files in here. I'm just going to drag the portable exe in there too. Alright, so we're now going to convert these. I should mention, if you are installing directly from the CD, you can just do that. Just, insert the CD into your computer and install the game. But for anybody else, we're going to do this. Open the software, click I accept the agreement, then click bin2ISO. I don't know why, but my bin2ISO crashes when I do the source and then the target, so I do the target first. Make sure you're in that folder, and I'm just going to call this disk1.iso, and then I'm going to click these 3 dots, and I'm going to select disk 1, and then hit convert. This will take just like 3 seconds. Then I'm going to change this one here to disk 2, and then I'm just going to make sure I have disk 2 selected, and then I'm going to hit convert again. Alright, so now we have this disk 1 and disk 2.iso. So we're going to go ahead and mount these. You can right click and click mount. Then open setup.exe. And we're just going to click through this like any other installer. It just takes a few minutes to install. Alright, so here we go. It's asking us to insert the second disk. So what we need to do now is to just go back to our Pirates folder. We're going to mount disk 2, which, as you can see, for me is mounted as the F drive. And then I'm just going to browse to the F drive. Hit OK, and then hit OK again. Alright, when you're prompted to install DirectX, I'm assuming you have a newer version of DirectX installed, so I'm going to say no. And then I'm going to say the same to Windows Media Player. You don't need to restart your computer either, just hit finish. Alright, and then you can see here on the desktop we have this icon. So what we want to do first before we do anything else is open the game and get to some gameplay and just make sure it's all working okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to skip past all the openings here. Just go straight into new game, don't mess with any settings, don't do anything, none of it matters. Alright, so here's our guy. You can see this is kind of a weird game right to begin with. New Horizons is going to change this a lot though. So we're just going to go through here and make sure you say I remember everything just fine. And then you'll be able to jump right through the game. Hit spacebar to navigate the... hit spacebar to go forward and the arrow keys to move your cursor. And we're just going to click through all that and it's going to send us into the port. And this is all looking fine. As long as you get here without any errors, you're good to go ahead and install... New Horizons. Now, I actually don't know how to get out of this game, so I'm just literally an Alt tab to get out of it. And then right click and close the game. Okay, so now we're ready to install New Horizons, and what we need for this is two files, the b14_installer.exe and the b14beta4.final.tar. Now before I go and find those, I just want to say if you like my videos, please go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe. Leave a comment telling me if you've played this game or maybe what your favorite pirate game is. And also if you have any trouble with this tutorial. I really enjoy communicating with everybody that leaves comments, and especially helping out if you have any trouble. So yeah, let me know. Leave me a comment, leave me a like and a subscribe. Alright, so we're going to go to the internet and we are going to go to piratesahoy.net. Piratesahoy.net. And this is basically the home of the New Horizons mod, but also the all of the Sea Dog series and just other pirate games too. Really cool community, really amazing set of developers on here just doing it for like 20 years in their free time. It's really amazing. Now from here I would go ahead and click downloads and then latest New Horizons mod. And that's going to take you to the ModDB page. And if you click this first link, there's a blog post about the update with all the new features. There's characters and situations from the game, from the movie series now. Ships, like you can get the Black Pearl and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just kind of a cool blog post here. And oh look, that's my video. Somebody posted it. This must be the only reason why my video is getting a lot of looks right now. My Pirates of the Caribbean video getting a lot of views. This must be the only reason and not any other situation going on right now. Anyway, back to the top. We are going to go under the header here, Pirates of the Caribbean, and look for files and click that. And then you're going to click Final Part 1 and Final Part 2. And just click the download now buttons. The Part 1 is going to give you that exe and the Part 2 is going to give you a tar archive. So once you have both of those, just put them both into the same folder as before. Do not extract the tar file. And basically, all we need to do now is open the b14installer.exe. This can be quite a lengthy process. Not too bad though, to be honest. I think I'm just kind of impatient. So hit next, agree to the license agreement, which I've already read, of course. And then you'll come to this screen here. So you want the main files, obviously. If you're running on a laptop or an all-in-one or something like that, and you have Intel integrated graphics, or you just don't have a graphics card, and you're using integrated, you want to check this box. It will make the ocean effects worse, but it will allow it to run on that integrated graphics card. If you have any type of graphics card, you don't need this. If you've got a powerful system, you can hit E and B improve graphics. It does look stunning, so I would do that. And if you want some kind of really nice historical accuracy, you can turn on the black and yellow British Navy fleet flags, which is just amazing. So then hit next when you're ready. You can just hit next if you installed it to the default location, but if you install it anywhere else, just browse for it here, and then hit install. Alright, so the installation is finally finished. It actually did take a really long time. So I'm going to uncheck see overview of the latest changes, and I'm going to keep configure game resolution and basic settings checked. Then just hit finish. So here you're going to get a few settings. I'm going to go ahead and set mine to 1920 by 1080. Full screen mode, yep. Texture quality high, yep. And everything else looks good. And that's it, the game's installed. But first I want to look at a couple more things with you. So let's hit save and play. And just wait as this boots up. And you might be able to tell there's a lot of effort gone into this. In my opinion, it's almost actually more like a new game than a mod. It's just massive in scale. So anyway, we'll skip past all of that. And here we are on the main menu. So the first thing I want to do is go to options. So here you can, set your usual options. Video. Press escape to go back. Sounds, etc. Controls, you can set your sensitivity, whatever you want, like that. And also the buttons if you click change current settings. So then I want to talk about realism settings. So there's arcade mode, realistic game mode, and Iron Man mode. Arcade mode makes the game a bit simpler. You aren't affected by stuff like wind very much, like wind direction. You have a full radar and spyglass system. You can fast travel around the world as well as sail in the overworld. You can freely fast travel to anywhere in any town at any time, etc, etc. Realistic game mode, you're heavily affected by wind and inertia, so it's a much more realistic, game mode, right? You need to find specific items to unlock specific things, so if you want to see other ships' stats, you need a spyglass and various levels of it, and stuff like that. This is kind of how the game originally was, or rather, maybe not, because the original game had an arcade mode and a realistic mode as well, but this is how the game was intended to be played. What I would do is start on realistic mode, and if you really struggle, and you just want to play the game with less kind of, hardcoreness, just change it to arcade mode. I've never touched Iron Man mode. It's a realistic simulation with a scaled map of the Caribbean. You can expect to spend hours sailing from one place to the next. It might be fun, but for now we'll stick with realistic game mode. Escape to go back. Now we're going to go to interface settings. Here you can change the color scheme as well as some kind of some of the graphic design, and then also how the animations and extra texts look, as well as the languages. So if you need another language, you'll find it in here. Now we're going to go back, and finally we're going to look at the game preferences. First of all, in graphical settings, there are some kind of aesthetic things that you can change. For example, what does the dialogue camera look like? How far is it to the side? How does the compass look? Stuff like that. This stuff you can kind of change freely. Everything else though has a pretty distinct impact on the game, and there's a lot here to mess with. I don't really recommend changing anything in here to begin with. If you play the game and you really hate a mechanic, for example, you don't want to automatically loot corpses, you can come in here and see if you can mess around with the settings a bit, but to begin with, I would really just leave this well alone. And then the last thing we need to look at is back out of there with escape and go to tips and tricks. Now, you're going to have a lot of questions when you start playing this game, and when you're 25 hours in, you're still going to have more. You can find a ton of useful information in here. Stuff like setting the resolution to something else, and then what happens when you're on the shore, how to survive in the game, how to survive at sea, additional things, quick saving. These tips are invaluable, and there's so many of them, and they really are going to make your life easier. I would probably actually spend a few minutes in here just reading through them all. It will give you a good pretext of the game. And then finally, it goes through some issues that if you can't move, this actually happened to me while I was recording a previous version of this video. And then, if you can't get in or out of a location. And finally, how to enable cheats if you want to do that, which you may want to do actually. This is a fun game to use cheats on. Alright, anyway, we're going to back out of all of this. Now, you can go watch my other video for a full walkthrough of this game, or the beginning of this game, but I'm just going to play a little bit here, just for fun. You can choose your character, including the notorious Jack Sparrow. I'm not really sure why everybody's so interested in this guy lately, but they are. But I'm going to go to free play, because that's how I like to play this game. By the way, all of these have full storyline and campaigns and missions. And free play is just that, you just kind of are open-ended. So I'm going to go ahead and do my usual setup here, which is to play as Blaze. There he is. Blaze Devlin. And I'm just going to hit select. I'm going to set my date here to... Oh, I forgot, I got to set my boat first. I'll tell you why in a second. I'm going to set it to just a normal Yeah, you know what, let's actually do the French, the naval sloop. You want to set your character and your ship first and then do everything else, because if you change any of these after modifying the central part, it will just reset it all for some reason. So I'm going to go to the Golden Age. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to be on the British team. Now one thing here, when you select your nation, just don't choose pirate, because if you choose pirate, you're just going to be hunted down relentlessly from the moment you start the game by ships and guards, and you're just not going to make any progress. I know you probably want to get right into it and be a pirate right away. You just can't until you have some experience. So I'm British, Sea Dog difficulty is fine, and you can change your class, your background profession here. So really it depends how you want to play. If you prefer sailing, you might want to get something with good sailing and cannons. If you like to fight on land, you might want to be a adventurer. Yeah, just look at these. You'll get multipliers on your stats. So a great example is, say, the sailor has multiplied sailing ability. He levels up that much quicker. So anyway, I usually just go ahead and start as an adventurer, because the sword fights in this game are incredibly difficult to win, and you're going to be having a lot of them. So yeah, I would usually stick with either a sword fighting class like adventurer or a sailing class. Alright, and now we're ready to start the game. Alright, so when you start free play, you're going to be talking to Malcolm here. He's just a tutorial. I'm basically just going to skip this. Now, the first thing you might notice is the controls are very, very different in New Horizons. You're going to use WASD to move your cursor. So we're going to just say yes, whatever, whatever, whatever. Okay, I'm just going to skip all this because this is just a tutorial and I'm just not going to do it. You should read this if you if it's your first time playing the game. Just do the tutorial with Malcolm. He'll go over equipping items, equipping your ship, and what you need to do first. So let me actually take a look at the ship chest, because I believe, yeah, so if you skip the tutorial, it just does it all for you, so that's fine. So we're gonna get out of here. Let's go to the ship deck. And here we are with all of our sailors here. Now the first thing you want to do is find the exit. This is where I spent ages on this game the first time I played. What the heck do I do now? Just run around the edge of the ship and eventually you'll find an icon. It will appear in the top left of the screen. So you see there it says Space Down Port. That means you can go somewhere. So you can just hit space and it will take you there. I can't believe it started while it was raining so much. So here we are. Now we learn the first important lesson of Sea Dogs. Save. Or of Pirates of the Caribbean New Horizons. Save. Press F5 to save. Save all the time. It should be the most common thing you do in this game. Before you talk to anyone, before you go anywhere, before you enter a new map, after you defeat a single enemy, just save, save, save all the time. Because this is a game where you can die and lose everything within like 5 seconds. Now why is there a gun here? Alright, I've never seen that before, but it's mine now. So, other controls. So, WASD to move, actually it's just W and S. Use your mouse to look around. You can use the spacebar to click to speak to people.
Could you spare a moment, sir?
Yeah, we're just gonna be good, be nice to him. I'm pretty sure Barbosa just walked by, I'm gonna ignore that. Another good tip is press R to speed the game up, and G to speed the game down. Really useful on land, but you can actually speed it up to ×20, which is much more effective if you are at sea. But for now we're just gonna continue on. So the main thing to do at the beginning of this game, in free play mode at least, is to go sell your stuff, hire some crew, hire some officers, and then grab a quest and go for it. So you're going to press space to interact. One other thing you can do is press enter to bring up the quick menu on the bottom left. So the Fool's Gold is my ship, so I can go back to my ship at any time, and then I can hit fast travel to go anywhere I want on fast travel. Hit escape to exit out of the quick menu. But for now, I'm actually just going to fast travel to the store because I have some cargo to sell. Here we go. So let's see what we have for trade. You're going to get to choose cargo goods and personal items. Cargo is your ship's goods and personal items, obviously items you picked up along the way. So you don't want to sell any food or run because your people need that. Now on the left here is my quantity and my free space. On the right here is the merchant's quantity. This 1 CWT is the weight of the item. So 1 rum equals 1, essentially, I don't know what you want to call it, weight. So let's see. I think we start with some silk. Somewhere here. You can actually see on this top menu, if it says buy sell, it means I have some to sell. Okay, I got some chocolate. As much as I don't want to, I'm going to sell that. Wow, okay, that wasn't much. Jeez. Do I have anything else to sell? In my other video, I started out with silk. No, I don't have anything else. Okay. You don't really want to sell food, rum, or cannonballs, or gunpowder. Ah, leather, that's what I have. Let's sell. So I've got 116 to sell, so I'm going to go ahead and sell that. There we go, that's plenty of money. Wow, that's great. You can also hit auto trade. Alright, I'm out of here now. Now the thing here is that trading will actually pass times. This has actually passed 6 days in this store, which is crazy. So let's go out of here and we're going to go to the tavern. And we're going to see if we can hire some crew. Fast travel to the tavern. Actually, once you really get into this game, you're basically just going to be quick menuing everywhere, which is a lot more fun than it sounds. You might notice that Malcolm's here just chilling out. You can talk to him to re-enter the tutorial anytime, or not re-enter it, but he'll just repeat it for you. So here we're going to talk to Ryan Gosling, apparently. Thanks for the warm welcome. I'd like to hire some crew. Alright, it's dark, so you know, we can't hire anybody, so we're just going to rest until the morning. Sure, we're just going to pay to rest. You can always loot these drawers and stuff if you want as well, but I'm not going to here. Alright, so you might have noticed there my cursor was moving really slow. Sometimes when you sleep in an inn and then wake up it does that, I'm not sure why. Alright, this guy looks like an officer. Okay. No, alright. So, a couple of things that the barkeeper Ryan here can do for us is we can hire crew, and you want to just keep your crew at full if possible. So there we've hired 68 out of 68 crew. And then he can also spawn an officer every day, once a day. So I'd like to talk to you if you have a moment. Oh, actually no, hold on. You need to talk to him a couple times. There we go. I'm looking for a specific type of officer. So I want I think I'm gonna get a navigator. That's really important. So here we go. We can look at his stats here. That's fine. 315 gold, that's a pretty good price. So now you can see you can't do it again, so you need to rest. So I'm actually going to leave the tavern really quick.
Have a pint with me, you old salt.
Now what you can actually do is go back to the ship, the Fool's Gold in my case. And you can actually, I can't remember where you do it. Alright, so all I'm going to do now is just rest.
Begging your pardon, sir. Begging your pardon, sir.
So something else you can do when you have an officer is speak to him. Speak to him or her and then go to about, and then about me, and then I don't seem to fit quite right in this world, and it's going to let you change your difficulty if you want to.
Begging your pardon, sir.
And then also you can change your standing orders, but I'm just going to basically ignore this. So let's go in. We are going to rest here until tomorrow afternoon. 5
Know the
gold, yep.
secret to a good spot of grog? A pinch of gunpowder. Ah.
There we go. Alright, and now we're just going to go back downstairs and get another officer, and then we'll be on our way. Well, actually, we need to grab a quest first. This is basically just a really quick run through of my other videos, so if you've seen that, you should. If you want more detail, you should go watch that. Specific type of... Whoops. Let's go back here.
Hey, Governor. Come and have a wee bit of the old Tom Thumb, eh?
I'm going to get a gunner. A cannoneer, that's what I mean.
Come and have a wee bit of the old
Alright.
Tom Thumb, eh? Hey,
Yeah,
Governor.
let's,
Come and have
how
a
much
wee
do you
bit of
last?
the old Tom Thumb,
351.
eh?
Whoops. Alright, I heard him. Alright, we're good to go. So now we're actually just going to fast travel to the store. And this is kind of how you want to start out, as I explained in my other video. Just say you want to... Whoops, if we go back down here. So first I'd like to speak with you, and then you can ask him if he has any work. Wow, 11,000, that's so much better than my last time. So, he wants the cargo delivered to Grand Turk, and he'll give me 11,000 gold for the delivery. That is really far away. That's way too far away from my first quest. So I'm actually going to decline that, to be honest. And I'm just going to go ahead and leave without doing it. So first I'm going to hit F2 to go to my menu. Here I can mess with my character, including upgrading my abilities. Now if it's black and white, it means I don't have it unlocked. So you can spend your perks to get it. If it has a padlock, it means I need to unlock prerequisite skills first. If it has a check, it means I inherently have that skill. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with, let's see, improved critical hit is pretty good. I'm actually going to click show available perks to change this. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to get basic defense, okay, and I'm going to get improved critical hit. The number here is how many points it costs. And then I'm going to get a speed increase. There we go, perfect. Alright, and then you can also change these, whoops. You can click the green to change the name, and then you can hit the arrows to check out your other officers. So this guy's got a skill point. If he has a check mark, he already has that skill, so do not buy that. It will let you buy it, just don't. Show available, increase volley range, why not? Alright, cool. Also in here you can check your cargo hold and your ship. What you'll want to do is to click on your, click passengers, and then you can assign these guys as roles. So there, I've just assigned him in my party. His role is navigator. His role is gunner, obviously. Alright, and now we're good to go. So yeah, I'm not going to go into much more. I'm actually just going to go ahead and go back to my ship. And then we're going to go to sea. Alright, and here we are. So that's pretty much the game. You can kind of do whatever you want at this point. Oh, I'm being shot at. Is there a pirate here or something? Yeah, that's a huge pirate ship. This is why you save your game often. I'm already about to die. Follow the flag. The way that the flag is the direction that the flag is pointing is the direction of the wind. So, okay, the wind just changed direction to be behind my ship, so I need to slow down time. Okay, I escaped. Good. Alright, when you hear that chime, it means that you escaped. I'm gonna go to the map. Hit F5 to save. And you know, I'm just gonna go to La Granada right now and see if I cannot, see if I can't find a, colony. I'm gonna go in here. Usually the colonies are in coves and stuff.
Dry land! Dry land!
Yeah, we can go to sail 2, there's nothing here, so I can just get back to the map.
Strike them down! Aye aye!
And that's basically it. That's how you install the game and load up the game and get going. Now, I do have my old video. It's nearly a year old, but actually it's still extremely relevant. It will tell you how to play this game, how to get started. It will go into a lot of detail about exactly what to do when you begin. And yeah, so if you'd like to see more videos like this one, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you have any trouble getting the game installed. It's really easy though. And yeah, that's it. So thank you very much for watching Retro Breeze, and I will see you next time.
Land out.